One of the things I've realized as I got into storytelling, and one of my favorite things to do is I write fiction, is I realized that in magic we're taught a very bad idea on storytelling. We're taught patter is storytelling. And somebody asked me, like, the grandfather trick. My grandfather did and the idea that is story. And that's not story. Some of the greatest magicians in the world, take Teller, for example. Okay, Teller by himself is a great storyteller. Teller does not say a damn word, yet he's a great storyteller, because story is not words. Story is conflict and resolution. And so, using this silly, and this is a stupid trick, but using an example, the conflict here is it's not coming out. It's not, okay? And what's going to be the resolution? If all of a sudden it came out attached, that's too linear. That's too predictable. In this trick, with the ace trick, you go, wow, that's really cool. She picked that. It's this neat kind of thing. Were I a more charismatic mentalist or whatever, I would get even more out of that moment, but I'm not. So for me, it's this, well, let me create this other conflict here, and then like, oh, and you wanted to be part of it. Well, now you are, and it's this touchback, and that story that we didn't realize wasn't a conflict now becomes a bigger story. So yeah, I love that, and I think about all the different, a conflict can be as simple as, great magic beats can happen when you hand somebody a pen and they can't get the cap off. And that can become a whole trick unto itself. And it's just having them sign was just an excuse to get in something else. So think about conflict. Conflict is where story comes from.
Do you always try to add that to a trick?
Yes. I think every trick can be benefited by trying to figure out what the inherent conflict is. You don't want it to be too linear. And by linear, I mean, I get people ask me, like, oh, what do you think about this trick? Pick a card, and then like, okay, I'm going to find it this way. Well, we know where it ends. The really good stuff is a surprise. And all of my stuff I could go back over and think through and come up with a better end to or whatever. But I always think about the conflict, and that's how you make the resolution more magical and surprising.
I thought everything was really fun.
Thank you.
And I love the scared straight bit. My buddies in high school and we could quote that whole documentary.
Awesome.
But anyway, but I noticed something that was really kind of unique about the awkwardness. Do you think that awkwardness in a stage setting is funnier than standard jokes?
It depends upon the performer, and the awkwardness is hard, and you got to be at a point where you're very, very comfortable. I used to be an extremely nervous performer, and I used to have to do everything extremely scripted, but I had a realization one day, and it's something like I wish I could have told myself in high school, because it applies to life in general. We all feel a lot similar on the inside than we realize, and sometimes we have sort of stoic looks on our face, and you look at a room full of people and it's a room full of strangers. We have a lot of the same likes and dislikes. We probably like a lot of the same things. Everybody there wants you to succeed. People do not want, maybe Tyler wants me to fail, but everybody wants you to succeed. And we get awkward, like real genuine awkwardness when you watch performers, because you're uneasy. And when I was younger, I used to make people uneasy. I'd be nervous, and they'd be like, oh God, he's gonna go shoot himself in the parking lot afterwards. They didn't pick the ace. Okay. Bad idea. But the point is that once I realized most people want you to succeed, and they want to like you. And if you like people, and I like people, I really do like people. And I'm not just saying that because there are people here. I like people, and some performers don't like people. Some performers hate people, and you can kind of tell. There are some very funny people, and it comes from bitterness. Me, it comes from like, I feel relaxed enough to be stupid in front of you, because I feel like I'm confident enough to relax and be silly, because you get that. And when it comes to the awkwardness, I'm at that point like, I will let this get a little awkward. I'll let this get this, because I know how to pull it back in. I know how to pull it back in. And if the trick did not work, I'd be like, oh, sorry, And let's be honest, how hard is it to put my hand in a gorilla glove? Yes, sir.
You've created like a billion effects throughout the years. What is your favorite of all of the ones you've created?
Depends what time of day. I like different things for different reasons. I love my linking card. I love my hyper cards trick, because that's one of the things that when I showed it to, some really some top level kind of guys who are very impressed with the thinking on it, and people go, that's an Andrew Mayne style solution. I love that, where somebody says that's the kind of thing that I would do. I like the bowling ball. I've been doing it forever, so it's kind of like, Frank Sinatra doing New York, New York, whatever. But I still love that. And then my trick photosynthesis I love because that was like really me getting into scientist mode and trying to come up with something I hadn't seen before. So it's hard. It really is hard to say what I like. Now I like ghost bills. That's what I like. Wait, no, now it's back to hypercards. Yes.
Did you say ghost bills?
Yes. What are your ghost bills?
Are you kidding? Could we?
Go Buster, sure.
Can we get a round of applause for
Yeah,
ghost bills?
sure. All right. I need money. Who has money? You can help me on this because we won't murder you.
I think so.
You need to get a $5 and a $1 bill from the audience and come on up here, young lady.
My mom gave me money earlier.
Yes! Did I mention I'm going to be selling autographed bags after the show?
5 and a 1.
All right. Okay, I cannot get a marker in and out of my hand without doing that mark on me or something, okay? It's like when I watch Dexter and I think about a life as a serial killer, I'm like, you know what? I would never, theoretically, never be able to pull that off because I can't even do the marker. You thought that... Okay, stand over here. So glad we get to use you and not murder you. All right, let's see what we have.
Good. 5 and 1, right?
5 and a 1.
Okay.
Some right. Anybody got a not so wimpy 5? Oh, don't get to see the trick. Sorry, so nice of you to come up here. Appreciate it. God, could you imagine how bad that would have been if I did the gorilla thing with you and like your stitches?
I would have been all right, I think, but
blood.
it was a week ago, so I think I'm good.
All right, we've got a $1 bill and a $5 bill. Which would you like to use, young lady?
5.
Smart girl. Here's what I want you to do. It's been forever since I've done this. I want you to take your 5 and I want you to fold it in half. But you got to fold it so Lincoln is on the outside. Okay? He's going to watch this trick, okay? Now, what I want you to do is fold it. Again, you're going to fold yours all the way into, give it a really good crease, okay? Okay, you're going to fold yours so, fold it one more time, fold it in quarters. Hold it up, hold it up. We see? All right. All right. We'll try this. Ever notice like when we talk about money, we use terms like liquidity and fluid, okay? We talk about money almost as if it's not real. And I'll show you what I mean by that. If I take, this was your 1 and it's his 5. If I take the 1 and the 5 and I wrap the 5 around the 1, if we pretend for a moment that money's not real, that it's liquid, okay? We can create a little bit of a miracle and we can take the 5 and slide it right through. Did you like that? Do you want to see that again?
Sure.
Okay. All right, well, here's what we'll do this. I'll show you how this works. We start off, we'll do this in slow motion, okay? There's the 1.